everyone, and welcome back to my channel. I'm Donna, and welcome if this is new to you, and thank you all for who are subscribers. I appreciate you. Well, this video is going to be very unscripted. I'm going to talk whatever I feel like, and hopefully you all will subscribe and come back. So first I want to tell you about some activities we had going on in my town of Marion in Perry County, Alabama. And we had a ribbon cutting ceremony of a technology hub and a coffee cafe. So here's some few clips, pictures of what we did for that event, and that was on May 23rd. So that was wonderful. All right, now getting into the things that I received. I did an interview with an English professor at the University of Alabama, and it was for a program he has called Topsoil Literary Project. And I posted it all on social media, and I'm getting a lot of views, and I appreciate him. His name is Travis Turner, and Travis Turner did a wonderful job putting together this video, and he also gifted me a book. So he has a book of stories called Whippoorwill, and that's Travis Turner. So I'm looking forward to reading this book. Yes. And he signed it for me. It's autographed. Thank you, Travis. So I also want to tell you about what I have read. And I read The Message by Ta-Nehisi Coates. And this was for my book club for the month of May. And I was able to finish it before we had our book discussion. And I must admit, I was a little in the dark in this book. People have been praising it and talking about how good it is. Well, I think I don't know my world history as well as I should. So my husband even tried to help me to understand the difference, the fights that are going on over in the other countries between Israel and the Jews and the Palestinians. So I had to do a little research in between reading this, but I mean, he makes a very good message in this book. But unfortunately, I was very naive of a lot of the events going on in his essays and talking about this book. So I have to go back and look at some interviews, which I did a few, but I need to really understand what the message is in this book. And so that's that. But I did finish it. And then, as you all know, if you watch my clip, I read The Impatient from my TBR jar. Remember this thing? Yeah. My TBR jar. And man, I enjoyed this. I'm not going to recap everything about it, but pick this up and read it. I think you will be surprised in learning about the polygamy in other countries and sexism, the history of cultural backgrounds where they, find a husband for you, force you to marry, so on and so forth. This was very, very good. And then I also finished the Reformatory, and I have a detailed book review on my blog, so that below is the link to my blog. And yes, This was definitely a 5-star read for me, and it revealed a lot, and even finding out the history behind Mrs. Due's reason for writing this book in itself, to me, was amazing, because she had a relative who actually lived, did not survive the Reformatory, and so she dedicated this book to that family legacy, the history that they had behind there. But it also brought a lot of other attention to what had happened on that fatal grounds in Florida, where they have now turned it into a museum, a historic museum. And there's a ton of articles, interviews, documentaries, whatever, surrounding the Reformatory, this the Dozier School of Boys. And also, in light of that, I did want to get to this, but I had to take a break. This is called Madness, Race and Insanity in a Jim Crow Asylum by Antonia Hylton. And this is about the insane hospitals and buildings that in the Jim Crow South that a lot of these young boys were put into, and the history behind them. But anyway, I know it's going to be very heavy, just like the Reformatory, so I had to take a break. I had to take a break, but I do want to get to this. This is definitely a good follow-up behind the Reformatory, but maybe at another time. And then there's another book, and I think it's called The Bones We Carry. I'll show this to you over my shoulder, but that is another book that I'm interested in getting and one day reading. And it again is about the Dozier School. And if you go on the internet, you will see tons of pictures and stories behind this terrible, terrible injustice that these young boys had to deal with. So, moving on now. Like I said, this video is unscripted. My sister was so kind to me. She said, Donna, I saw something that looked like you and I wanted to gift it to you, so it's coming in the mail. And when it came in the mail, I was pleasantly surprised. Thank you, my sister Leela. And she sent this to me. And I just wanted to share because I love bookish stuff. And it is definitely bookish, a bookish thing. And it's a wallet. I will take it out of here so you can see. All right. It's a wallet and it just has books on it. It has a zipper in the back. And it opens up, you know, to hold your things, your identification, your credit cards, so on and so forth. So it was so cute. Thank you again, Leela. Now, did you all know Gayl Jones is a Pulitzer Prize finalist for fiction again? That's what this says. And it said it was for The Unicorn Woman. And I have that book, have not read it. The Unicorn Woman. And it says this is not an excuse to pick up her novel. I don't know what is. I guess it's a really good one. And it's not very long. It's 176 pages. So it's very short. And I suppose it's a novel. It's not short stories. So, she has been selected for the Pulitzer Prize finalist for this book. And it also says she became a finalist for the first time in 2022 for this book. And this is a chunker, Palmares. I have not read this one as well, but I have it. So, just letting you know. So, and I have her other books, The Healing and Corregidora. I have not read them, but I do own them. And so I need to get to Gayl Jones' writing. Now I'm going to show you a small, well, it's considered small for me, book haul. So I got a few books, and I'm not going to really give you a lot of detail on them. I just wanted to show you. So let me know if you've read these and what you thought. So I got Intermission. And Intermission is by Phyllis R. Dixon. I think the cover is so cute, those ladies. So maybe I could briefly say what it's about. As glittering as their name, the Diamonds were on the brink of 1990s pop music stardom until betrayal tore them apart. Now these four very different women are getting a second chance at success. But will reuniting mend their rift, or will secrets, ambition, and new temptations destroy them and their dreams for good? So, Intermission. And she has another one. I don't recall the name of it, but I also want to purchase it, and I will when I see it. And also a novel called Glory Be by Danielle Arceneaux. I'm not sure if I'm saying that right. And this book, it's a hilarious and thrill-filled ride through the bayous of small-town Louisiana, and is filled with rich descriptions of place and superb characterization. Glory Broussard grabs you by the collar and doesn't let go. I can't wait to find out what Gloria and her daughter Delphine will get up to in their next set of adventures. And yes, there's a part 2 out already. I believe it's called Glory Days. But Glory Be, and I believe this is it's a mystery. It's a Glory Broussard mystery. So it's a series, and the covers are just fascinating. I can't wait to get to this. This may be my fall read, or for mystery month. Yeah. And I also purchased Parable of the Talents by Octavia E. Butler, and this is a special edition copy, and the cover is just so beautiful. So I wanted to have that in my collection. I have not read it yet. Matter of fact, I don't think I've read one Octavia Butler book, and I got all of them. Okay, that's shameful. But I'm going to fix that. I will. I plan on fixing that. So. And for Christmas, for a Christmas thing, I got The Most Wonderful Time, a novel by Jane Allen. And I have her other books. Girls Must Die Exhausted. That's a series of books, and I think I have several of them. But this and I'm sure I don't need to go into an explanation. It has a Christmas theme, and yeah, I'm looking forward to that. And last but not least, Love After Midnight, Sister Soldier, the author of The Coldest Winter Ever. I have read The Coldest Winter Ever many years ago. It was very good. I may need to refresh myself before I get back into the series. I think I have all of her books within that series, because I think there's 2 others before this and after The Coldest Winter Ever. So I think there's 3 books in this series, and then this one. I may be wrong, but anyway, you know, if I'm going to read the series, I want to have them all. So I'll knock them out. Now, her Midnight series, I read that. And man, that's good. It's a gentleman from Ethiopia, or he fell in love with a lady from Ethiopia, something to that effect. And I love it because it was very cultural. They're thick. But I didn't mind that because the stories were very, very good. So Sister Soldier, she is a very good writer, in my opinion. So I know that this series of books, Sister Soldier, The Coldest Winter Ever, are going to all be good, all be worth the read. Now, I mentioned in one of my previous videos that I was waiting on a arc, and I want it. It's called American Wolf by Kaylon Hunt, and I didn't realize this is a novella till I received it in the mail. So it's very short, but it sounds very interesting. A journey of an avoided heart. And I'm looking forward to reading this. It says, walls are meant to be broken, hearts are meant to be felt. American Wolf invites us to examine our own. I will dig into this because I have to do a review. I have my stack of books that I received for review. And here's another one. I keep saying every month I'm going to read it. This came out the end of April. My Own Dear People by Dwight Thompson. And it's a novel. And it came from Akashic Books. It says manhood, masculinity, what it means to grow up in a world where who you are and who you are expected to be exist in powerful, soul deep struggle. So it deals with, I guess, he witnessed a defilement to a female when he was younger, and he didn't do anything about it, and it weighed on his conscience so bad. And I believe it was fellow friends or something to that effect. And it says it just burned him. You know, I got to find out what this is, My Own Dear People. So anyway, this is something I received an advance copy, and I want to read it and do a review for it. Also, some time ago, I got to get to all these books that have been sent to me for review. Another one is Crowned with Glory by Jasmine E. Holmes. Now, this looks so interesting. And she is the author of Carved in Ebony and Mother to Son. She is a research assistant and teacher. Jasmine shares her expertise with lifelong learners and educators alike, inspiring them to expand their understanding of history and its impact on your society. So, how we got here and where we go from here. It's a picture of, it looks like church, and the pastor is got his hands out to the congregation. The lady looked like she is happy with the spirit. How proclaiming the truth of Black dignity has shaped American history. So I've been wanting to get to this, and I'm supposed to do a review. So that's on my to-do list. And then another advanced reading copy I received some time ago is Legos Noir. And I definitely want to get to this. And this was also sent by Akashic Books. And I think it's stories. Yeah, by different authors. And they're all centered around Legos. So, if you've read it, let me know what you thought. What were some of your favorites? I don't mind. I do plan on reading it and giving my review on it, regardless of how long I've had it. I'm also reading Dear Denise, and this was given to me by the University of Alabama Press. It was an ARC, and they wanted me to review this book, and I've had it for a while, and I am more than halfway through it, and powerful. This is a sister who was writing letters to her deceased sister who was killed, one of the 4 girls killed in the bombing of the church in Birmingham. And she never met her because she was born a year after Denise McNair, the young girl, was killed. And she is so forthright in this book. It's definitely an honest telling about her life after her death, comparing her life to what it was when she was a little girl as opposed to how it was at that time for her sister. And I am so enjoying this. I may recommend this to my book club. And if I can, I may even reach out to the author because I just love her or her sincerity. So I'm reading that, and I'll be done in a little bit. And I'm also reading, excuse my bookmark, A Right Worthy Woman. And here, I don't want to lose my place. I'm on chapter 16. A Right Worthy Woman by Ruth P. Watson. And this is another excellent read. And everything in it so far, every character is a historical figure, historical events, historical places. And this is about Maggie Lena Walker. And I'm not going to give too much detail because I still have to discuss this with my book club. We'll be discussing this the end of this month. And like I said, I'm on chapter 16. And so they're about halfway through the book. I don't have enough time to just immerse myself into this, but I want to. I really do. And it's giving me history, Richmond, Virginia. And yeah, I definitely, so far, I'm enjoying this. So if you've read it, please let me know what you thought. I love to hear your thoughts on this. So let's see here. I'm ready to pick another book from my TBR jar. And I'm trying to get it down. It's still full jar. I have not added any more books. Even though I have more of my little books, I'm not going to put them in there until I get these down. So The Impatient was definitely a good pick. The Woman Could Fly, no, not so much. But let's see what I get this time. I gotta try to fit it in between all my other reading. Okay, I'm gonna close my eyes and I'm going to pick. All right, what do we have here? Ooh, okay. I'll show you a picture of it, but it's called Housegirl. It's so little I can barely see it. Housegirl. All right. I'll have that up here so you can see, but that is a next read, and that's something I think I'd be excited to read. Yeah. Well, everybody, my bookstore is doing really well. I've been ordering books for people. That's a good thing. They've been wanting me to get their books for them, and doing a lot of things in the community. Our church, a historic site, Zion Church, where the start of the march from Selma to Montgomery began, was interviewed by PBS. So a PBS documentary will be coming out on that. My husband is a part of that crowd that was in the church talking about it. And they also received an additional grant funding for their windows, to secure their windows for an additional grant funds. But it's moving along very well, and we're doing a lot of things in our community. So I'll try to keep you all in the know. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye.